All right. Hi everyone, and welcome to Spooky Month. Sal, you sprinted here. Well, good timing. Hey, Ozzy. Hi. Yeah. So for Tuesdays, we have a few relatively spooky-ish, but not too spooky games. Bounty Hunter. Hey, welcome in. So today we're going to do episode 0 of the Devil. And if you guys like it, we'll continue it after Spooky. Chaotic, hey, welcome in. Kirby, so this is called Of the Devil. So it's apparently like Danganronpa / Ace Attorney. Kind of fused together. You've heard of it? Be careful to try it. Yeah, I've just heard like amazing things near it. They're apparently coming to a convention literally an hour away from me in January. So I'm like, let me play the girl. And it's been recommended a lot in the Discord. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try this out. But yeah, so this is for this week. Next week is going to be No, I'm Not a Human. Because I've heard that was spooky and kind of creepy, and I want to try that. And then the 27th is going to be Rot in Paradise. That's by the same people who made Dead Plate and Elevator Hitch, which I love those games. And There's Something Wrong with My Blind Date. And then we'll see on Halloween, because Halloween's Friday. So we'll see how how that goes. Also, real quick, can't roll a 6, I'm sitting down. This is my Kamimura hoodie. Not the wig right now though. It's drying. Yeah, so let me get you all some monodams. Okay, I was trying to take pictures in the wig and I'm like, I don't have a mean face. I was like, all right, I'm Toshi, look mean. I'm like, I just look pouty. I don't have a mean face on me. Also, Yoko, hi and Glory. Hey, welcome in. All right. Let's go ahead and start this. I'm excited. As this is a new game, if the sound's off, let me know if you need it higher or lower. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street. Ozzy, are you? I mean, it's true. It's true. And a slight blunting of the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. The city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm pretty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. I love this neon look, it's very cool. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine is gonna die in jail. She seems very cool. Morgan seems very cool. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. Okay, this actually feels a little bit loud. I'm gonna take this down a smidge. There we go. Reminds me of Kanai War from Rain. It does have kind of raincoaty feel. Not just because it's raining. People are presumed innocent, at least on paper. Oh god, the UI is great. I'm like, indie games is just like really like killing it with like really nice UIs. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because the whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown and always online. Whenever it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map. And someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Yep, Morgan is a defense attorney. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone. This is giving me like a really like World Ends With You kind of vibe too. Like World Ends With You meets Ace Attorney right now. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You're expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. Imagine the lawyer. I'll try. Ooh. And there's a bit of Hat in Time mix. Oh, I think I've heard of that. Or were you just mentioning it before? God, that and In Stars and Time is another one I want to try out. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since I finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are gonna get busy. Episode 0. And he shall appear. No, do not disable tutorials. I don't know what I'm doing. Enable, please. Did you dare disable tutorial? Oh, God. Look how, God, the art's so nice. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates should be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a bit more gravitas. But whatever. If I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information is like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. Let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Okay, halt, heads up. Press the phone button or tap the phone icon on the top left. Okay, so I can save load settings. Auto, blah, blah, blah. Look around for points of interest. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can, okay? Credit to measure of your information gathering skill and credibility, so don't go broke. All right, we need information. Got it. Let's. Oh, God, I love this. In a lot of games, you know, I know how like gamers are complaining about like the Resident Evil games, how they have like those yellow like paint on things that are important to do. A neon sign saying "Observe this" is so helpful to me. I love those. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably loads of unpacked boxes. Oh, I got a credit. This homicide's apartment's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were doing lineups in the first place. It's great when you get, yeah, good. I'm glad someone agrees with me. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah, 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 blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel. And all during billable hours. So there's no room to sow doubt anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. What? A modded witness? Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. Oh God, wait, what? Okay, so I'm guessing we're living in like an extreme police, not like police state, but like digital state type thing. Okay. Whee! Examine it. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons too. 1 year of silver plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus? Is that like Hermes' staff thing? Is that the medical thing? As a reward for any. Silver's no joke. Missing persons mixed into useless news sounds too real, right? Family must be getting desperate. Okay, I'm feeling a little Black Mirror in this too. But I guess it's just like general dystopia. Eclipse, hey, welcome in. A data pad, I'll bite. Even what, God, I love the view. Like, I know it doesn't feel like much, but just having like the background kind of blurry at this angle as we observe this, it's just like a nice 3-dimensional feel to this. It's really cool. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They offer insight on the world around you. Give you credit. Okay. Added to my phone's reading list. Cool. Oh! Choose the proper takeaway after reading them, and you'll earn additional bonus credits too. My favorite Black Mirror episode? Oh god, there's so many. Oh no. Now I'm blanking. I will get back to you on that when I can think of it. Obviously I love San Junipero because, you know, it's sweet in a weird way. But I would say it's my favorite. I think it's just, I really love it. Yoko, I also like Ashley too. I listened to Ashley / Miley Cyrus' song on Spotify for a while after it came out. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair system are being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons why 89% subway system was evaluated as critically composed or worse. Civil engineering efforts will refocus on maintenance expansion. Okay, so subways are flooded. Saltwater is damaging stuff. But they want to rebuild a super infrastructure system, which we totally don't trust. Ballsy of them putting the paywall there. Oh, that's what it was. I was like, I don't know. Oh my god. This is so... It's a little too realistic there. Like, so many times I'm like, oh look, a news article. Oh god, no. It's paywall. I'll never know what really happened. If that even was what really happened. As if I'd reached my wall after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway that the city will be focusing their efforts on. The canopy. Yeah! There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. I'm also getting Steam achievements. Sorry. You know, in the beginning of games, they just give you a whole bunch of Steam achievements for, like, you know, just existing. Those are popping off. Okay, I saw expect. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. Pragmatic brutalism, so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. But walking in here now, when crime rates were with crime rates where they are. Feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. This looks like that one terrible office you work at when you get an internship for your resume. I am so grateful I never took that one internship I was supposed to take, and I'm like, I ain't working for free, especially for a year. Like, no. All right. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Let me see how saving works. Instant and very cool looking. God, I know. Like, have I mentioned how much this UI is so cool already? This UI is very cool. Hey. Achievement, inhale, exhale, walk single. I think I like Subnautica's one is like touch water in the water game. Yeah, Tuesdays are usually my non-fan GAN days to stream. You have schools you had to go. Okay, that's no problem. Bye. Go to school. Or go sleep. Go rest. I forgot what time zone you're in. Whichever one. School's important. Do that. Time to get checked in. It booted up fine. So far, so good. You want to have an achievement for touching grass in a game? That'd be great. Good morning. You should also, if you ever do that, it'd be great also if it's like, touch grass once, touch grass 100 times, touch grass 1,000 times. Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake hollows charming, more like harmless. Desk price TV? No! This is future me, she took over my job. I mean, she's kind of cute though. But it's probably what the designers are aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Do I have a card? Say, why don't you scan my ID card? Hi! How's it going? Great! Now, could you confirm your date of birth for me? Oh no, I don't, hold on. What's my date of birth? Hey, 26th of December, cool. Okay. Likes puzzles? I like puzzles. Like smoking? I don't like smoking. Likes wooden furniture? I have fake plastic wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, hairdressers, and jogging. I like hairdressers. I do not... Some commercials I like because they're funny. Jogging, no. I like briskly walking. That's it. Can fall asleep in any position. Likes decaf coffee. What? Okay. So her hair fell out. She's wearing a wig now. Why do they even bother asking? It's on my ID card and my profile. I have to be a world-class airhead to get this wrong. My birthday is December 26th. October 25th in 11 days now. December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan, counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counseling Quarter 3C. Oh, is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. You can sleep in any position too. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection, duly warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan, counselor, can I help you with anything else? Oh, choices that progress the story forward will cause other options to shrink away when selected. Choices, okay. Choices that will take conversation down side paths before returning to the point will not. Because of the article you read earlier, you've unlocked additional choices in dialogue. Okay, this is kind of cool. You can sleep in no position because your cats won't let you. When I was with my niece for my birthday, I felt like that too. She was constantly like, oh, you're in this spot on this couch? Well, I want to be on this spot in this couch. So she's like, you know, she's tiny because she's 2 years old. Like, get behind me and start pushing me with her legs. Like, move. And I'm like, okay. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge. Okay. Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months. Oh god. Since the timetable was last updated. Huh. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever gonna fix that crack? Thank you for asking. No. It has not interfered with my work. Okay then. That's all that matters, right? But this is fine. Fu decides to disappear. Okay, so what are you? I am a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Why would I want a police desk at my home? Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. Okay, this is kind of, so, I have an Alexa, which I'm not gonna say out loud because I don't want her to hear and wake up. But she had an update recently where she's supposed to talk more normal and less like a computer, and I don't like it. I'm like, no. Go back to being a computer. Don't do like a Megan thing. I said it out loud. Well, I didn't say it loud. I relatively whispered so she can't hear me. Oh, okay, that'll be all. Thank you. Can we somehow make us become sentient? That'd be badass. Oh, like Detroit become human her? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to your right. Thanks. It's just me for now. So you can go on a break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan, counselor. Shin, hey! It's like when headphones talk to you at low battery instead of just beeping sadly. Or is it for the... What were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past... Okay. Through the door to the right. Thanks. Ads don't get break. They don't get my jokes. Yeah, I ain't reading that out loud, chaotic. Don't worry. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Eyes gone bad or something? A voice. No voices are coming down from the hall. Compared to yours, probably. Oh, thank God I saw for directions. A building this empty, the desk could just told me to follow the echoes. You gonna move to the PC? Cool. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate you worrying about me. God forbid I try to be serious. While the other rings with youthful indignation. It's not like our job is anything is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. 'Cause why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know him better than their priest, their mother, their big brother? I wasn't gonna say that. So, how many of those sheets are blank then? Oh. Oh, different voice completely what I was thinking. Or different character. Okay. Also, God, I like the design so far. So, like, all the characters look cool. No red carpet tonight, officers? Good cop? Good question mark cop? What? Okay. Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around in these hours. Everyone has messy outlines. I like it. Plus, colors, right? So yellow, yellow. I'm assuming he's going to be green when he talks. And we were red because we're Morgan red. Probably faster with the desk handle intake anyway. Bad cop. Mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I am. Morgan, Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Never mind. I think he's good cop and she's bad cop. Or... I don't know yet. I guess I'll find out. I think it's the opposite. Yeah. Same here, counselor. Quasim, London. Well, yeah. Let me see. London. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay. First class homicide detective. Likes photography, dive bars, and bangs. Dislikes after work messages. Who likes after hour work messages? I don't. Silent, hey. Good-ish kish. Listens to podcasts. Oh, never mind. No. Frequently running late. He likes pencil sketching. Dislikes pollen and ties also. And the ball of sunshine. Here's my partner, Farah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? Oh, she certainly is. Huh? Sorry. Okay, hold on. Also want to check out Farah Reyes. Almost her birthday. Yeah, I really, really love the art style. It's very cool. Let's see. Third class homicide detective. Likes rice and limes. Yay! And automotive history. Dislike liars, small plates, cheap people. Likes product reviews, bad at has no luck. Okay, ultimate unlucky detective here. Oh, right eye. Right eye is an operating system. Huh, okay. Huh. Okay, that's noted. Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? Officers, arrest this defense attorney. What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight, we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in itself in his profession. Visual novels sure love giving their detectives iPad. Well, they gotta make it harder. Like, oh man, you're an ultimate detective? Well, one eye only. Good luck. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 a.m. and her shirt still looks ironed. The eyes are very trippy. I really love, like, the eyelashes being, like, kind of like part of the whites of the eyes here. It's very cool looking. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you're the first to arrive on the scene. No. We're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. You were only tapped after circumstances at the scene, Indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. Also, her eyes are red, but whenever I do like the introspective thinking, they go dark. I wonder if that is anything in particular. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity. Wait, do they really not? No, I guess I wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Oh God. Look. It's like, surprise! We're defending Larry Butts from Ace Attorney again. Like, what? No. Not again. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy. A fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. And we've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm on to some other night owl and go back to bed. We're defending a serial killer, okay? Huh. Oh, I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. Morgan really went, hey, all cops are bastards to them. So perhaps in this meantime, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK, huh? Never heard of him. I've heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks. Their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goal is flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. These guys suck, unsurprisingly, right? But now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet straight to the heart. Body left to lie wherever it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. It's like info. Suspended due to influx of false reports. Probably not into astrology. Favorite color, probably red. Occupation criminal, likes killing, dislikes getting caught. Good job, profile. Amazing. Not exactly creative. He was hoping it was Harper because he was hard thing. I mean, he still could be. But amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? We go in there, it's just Reggie with a big broken heart fit. Amazing. Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? It's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. Ah, I see. Sounds robotic. You almost make him sound like a machine. Is it possible that... No, it's not. There's no such thing as killer robots, madam. Really? I don't know about what. You thought it was killing Exit or something? Of course, my mistake. So all those androids marching them... Exactly. Okay, yeah. So all those androids marching in the military, those robots patrolling in police uniforms, those drones dropping firebombs from the sky. I guess they're all firing blanks. Fair enough. Machines can kill, and they have been for decades. But they don't commit murder. Right. Evil like heartbreak is all organic. It's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders? Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. Well, we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer, and tonight was just his latest crime? That's a serious accusation, with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up. Pfft, I was being a literal, counselor. Red-handed. When we found your client, he was covered in her blood. I mean, if the person got shot next to him, blood splatter would go, right? And cover that person in blood. Well, that's not very good now, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Huh, is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, it's just ketchup. It's just ketchup. How does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery files and ARCs, of course. What? Okay. Augmented reality crime scene, ARCs. Investigate tool. This is kind of like Detroit Become Human too. Oh, that's cool. Use to reconstruct a digital copy of the pristine crime scene. Program distributed by a small number of tech corporations. Okay, so we gotta use AR, augmented reality, to build the crime scene, I'm guessing. Something something lambda, something something Unimedia casters. Sounds cool. Awesome. Yeah, we're in the future. When does it take place? You know, I think it probably said the date somewhere, but I don't remember. We'll look later. It's all in. Okay. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you some questions while I got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're going to be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Let your client stew an interrogation all night for all I care. Oh, you mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Okay, cool. Okay, article. We need to read these things. Okay. Androids receive warm welcome. Serving stales. Stock rose 63%. Record high. Investors are skeptical. Oh, whoa. We're kind of passing androids, but just like cyborg style things. First generation of androids that feature over 50% of organic components. Oh, that's kind of, so it's not the other way around. It's not like people are getting a lot of cybernetic enhancements. It's they're building androids and then growing like organs for them. Morgan's the best already? Yeah, I'm really loving Morgan. So-called warm androids, demand in health, senior and childcare sectors looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. I imagine religious stuff were probably like, what are you doing? Alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors. Okay, they don't want them as, understandably, they don't want them in. Oh my god. Oh, that's. So I'm thinking like the implication of this, and that's terrifying. However, it's often been the case unless taking noble status has been proven wrong. Break profitability records. Okay, David Asher is a lead programmer. Okay. I feel like that's probably important. Asher's also been nowhere to be seen. He's in the news again. It's no wonder. You can't spit without landing on a piece of noble these days. especially when the state's involved. Do have the bite when it comes to warm androids, though. For government use, they're just too frail. All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. So these warm androids bleed pink all over the— oh, they— oh no! Oh no! They have pink blood! I wonder where this is going. So these warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek. It's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. Oh no. Oh, what's this? Barren, stark, uninviting. It's the Pepto-Bismol blood again. This must be Reyes' desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mote of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack? Or is she really that uptight and boring? Better than no blood— I mean, yeah, it could have been no blood synthetics. Eh? Both, maybe. So, let me give you guys some monodams. You shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily, alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. He doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than people are supposed to cool. He's a bum. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think the operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. Imagine the blood's teeth like a teeth pinata? Pinata teeth? Pinata teeth? That sounds terrifying. I feel like I'm gonna have a nightmare one night where I hit a pinata and just teeth come out of it. Guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy. What with our dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping grounds for police forces most unambitious or the least popular. Okay. Nothing else jumps out at me. Alright. I should have sent a link. I should have been sent a link. Oh! Hey! Okay, we got files. We got files. You have an idea where the currency is blood clots? Well, that's kind of creepy and cool. I was like, yeah. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. Reply C to confirm. Am I talking to a person? I'm an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. It's case— oh my god. It's case sensitive. C. Thank you. Link. Alright, if I project from my phone. Oh, this is cool. This is so cool. Okay. Okay. So we're in the AR crime scene. Into the crime verse. Alright, let's see what the police have and what they think is important. Alright, a stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. It was hit hard. Hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were shattered far enough to land on the victim's body. Okay, so I know, I'm making notes too. If it fell, the shards of glass are on top of the victim's body, that means potentially the victim was shoved into the glass and then they fell and then fell after them or broke. Either way, it was not on the ground first. The victim's body. Cause of death. Ballistic trauma. Wait, hold on. But they were shot through the heart. Okay. Ballistic trauma. Class 4 blood loss. Atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart in brief. Death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else. No blood or skin under her nails. Okay, did not fight anything. And no injuries. Okay, okay. Blood splatter, forensics, and all the other good stuff tells them that she was shot from there. Good thing about being angled, except for the display, is that everything pops out, yeah. So, the killer was standing at the doorway when they fired. Well, then what's this? Oh, the murder weapon. A revolver found next to the body. Why would they chuck it? 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing. But all they found were fingerprints belonging to my clients. So, he was found by the murder police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. Okay, but why is the rest of this place a disaster? Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. And yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Found by the murder police. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. It's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Alright, so the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this. But no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. Alright, what about the rest of the room? Not much else. Just a lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Well, let's investigate that. Ceramic debris? God, this is so cool. Same handiwork as previous 5 lab masters. Okay, ballistics match. Flag is irrelevant next pass. Well, that means it's clearly important. Has Flat's left hand fingerprints all over it. Okay, so we gotta figure out if he's left or right-handed. Also, 10mm revolver, well maintained but old. Okay. A remarkable ceramic vase was knocked over at the crime scene. Remains features even after being tossed. Hit with enough force to shatter shards of glass onto the victim's body. Okay. Huh. Irrelevant? That's their technical assessment? Guess even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay. That's everything the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? Okay, oh cool. I really like that. Okay. So, also... Oh, F4 is a quick save. Amazing. I don't think I see anything else I can click on here. The hell is that? Oh, this yellow thing right here. Ooh, you see stuff? Something in the victim's hand. How the hell did... Oh, a pill organizer. Tuesdays is open. Looks like some immune adjusters. NSAIDs and... Tripexisone, a synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Like a weight loss thing? Oh no. Taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. Phantom. Okay, so like I know phantom pain is like when you don't have like when you lose a limb and your brain kind of still makes you think that that limb's there and you kind of feel pain in like a limb that's no longer part of your body anymore. So that's possibly curious. Autopsy said her talk stream was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city, and it wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs. Nothing that points towards anyone except for my clients. Well, I've done more with less before, but not much more. We're gonna solve a murder. I'm really gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Better get saving this game. Thank you. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... I suppose it could be something important. Brat? Who's Brat? Red. Okay, I love Brat already. What couldn't wait till morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for ya. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Well, not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, let me finish. What did they do? Made me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps. Even though I had a stomach ache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Is this her kid? Maybe. Try self-representing this time. This is a blow-off. Nice phrasing. Haha, I'm laughing so hard right now. Aww. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't not gonna get a copy of my mugshot. Oh my god. 3 apple stomp. And use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so. Anything cool? Homicide. Ugh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is there a non-cringe homicide? Oh, is it HBK? Is this the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like... Hardy B? is like quaint. This is what their teens their age talk about. It's not heartbreak. Then why'd you take the job, lol? You see the 90% conviction rate as a challenger, like something? You take up a lost cause, probe nose work? Pro bono? That was autocorrect. You know they gave lit homework for a reason, right? Nah, this is borderline concern nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. You're just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Phrasing. Go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can sleep if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the carpe diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Ah, shit! The horrors of autocorrect. Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Details. Basics. What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Bacaflat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already. They really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. Why would he have 5 other people before that then? Did we get a profile on Fran? Let me see. We did not, but we got one on Flat now. Criminal record, civil disturbance twice. Register of birth. Has modifications. Huh. Psych eval pending. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people. So you've got to be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. 5, because he got arrested on 6, right? So what's that make him? 5 times, and that makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nutjobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? Ah, okay. I see where they're going for this. A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Nothing. So the serial killer chose his victims at random. If they have nothing in common, nothing in common at all. Other than the fact they all look like cousins. Ah, okay. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 were young women with brown hair and eyes. At the same height, comparable weight. Well, I would say like, what? Brown hair and eyes? So rare. Those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. Also, Reyes, you should be careful. You have brown hair and eyes, too. Oh, you really gonna try to tell me you don't see the resemblance? Okay, let's see how much they look alike. Alright. A young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from the portrait, but I can take a hint. So, that Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly, he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then you put the shoe on. What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets of fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight by practicing on these other similar women. Oh, he's just so far gone he can't tell a difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. They want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's event. Yeah, see, here's what it doesn't fit. Because if it was, the fact that he could shoot them all in the heart means he didn't need to, like, practice, right? If he had this, like, amazing aim that they're saying he does. Yeah, there would be misses, there would be, like, not perfect shots. If that were the case, there would have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There would have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal. Execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. If you ask me, what is this? What was that? Okay. Sure. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy. But do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust what comes out of his mouth. We've managed thanks to less biased sources. We're pretty confident what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So the interview witnesses sounds eerily similar to actual police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting around 8 p.m. Neighbors are very clear about that part. Okay, and he has a history of that. We saw that. Shot through the heart and used to flame. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Oh my god, look. Her OSI system's going. Is she projecting that hologram with her eye? Just so nonchalantly like this? Cool, but like, Get a Signalis moment. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered. But things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's a gunshot. Yeah, no, that doesn't feel right at all with the thing we got. This is an eye for info. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. We heard enough from concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right. Emergency services got bursts of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was. But the sounds that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrived on the street at 9:08 p.m., established a perimeter, entered the open front door at 9:10 p.m. So he had 8 minutes to leave, but he didn't. He stayed? And then they find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. At which point, they moved to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry. You say his hand? Singular? Your client's modded, cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking here? Register with HAL 85 Habilis, industrial grade, looks like. Says he's spec for dexterous manipulation for up to a class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Yeah, so why, if he had that, okay, so if he has a modded hand, but the gun print has he has a modded right hand. The gun print has his fingerprints from his left hand, his human hand. If he was going to commit a murder and want to get away with it, because it wasn't a crime of like immediate passion, because what they're saying is that, you know, he had victims to practice up to, so it wasn't like I got so angry and I just happened to shoot her, so he wasn't thinking. This is someone who planned something out, and, you know, again, who has precision that they would shoot directly to people's hearts. He would use his robotic hand either to shoot or to strangle. Sorry, as morbid as that sounds, because I wouldn't leave fingerprints behind. He also probably wouldn't have stayed. He also probably wouldn't have needed to be so up close with this. None of this is pointing to the boyfriend here. This is all circumstantial evidence. I say it like I know that, like I'm pretending to be. How accessible are mods? For what purpose? I guess I'll find out. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? We all thought that. We all thought it. It's circumstantial, but doesn't point to anyone else. Yeah, but that's because we ignored other evidence. We didn't even look at the other evidence. It was marked away as irrelevant. When it could be. Huh. Her pills. I forgot. Okay. I know her pills have something to do with this. I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, the arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money's got tight. Arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? Oh, so he didn't have his arm on him. It was in repairs. What? Okay. So he didn't have it. Okay. 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance we'll be able to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. Caliber M54, 6-chamber, 10mm. How retro. You don't know the half of it. Is this worth money? God, those are so much. Thor attack? We're talking a steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin. Okay. No tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Was the pill organizer his, maybe? Huh. I don't know. Right, because the talk screen said that the girlfriend was clean. We didn't run a talk screen on him. Yeah, 24/7 location data, timestamp trigger pulls. Safety is coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags have made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes. How else do you think you could have gone away with it this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he probably failed the first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before the update withdrawal sets in. So then, M54, that's model year 2054. A 30-year-old gun. Okay, so we're 2084. Wow, we're in the future. We're in the future. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country. And fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old, too. The novelty of his weapon has kept us in the dark so far. But now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by the barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets have the same rifling marks, we know they're all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug and play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun, just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just overkill. To summarize then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend, and then he retrieved the weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his affect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. Hey, grief comes in all forms. Excuse me. Shush. That reaction may have lost some points with the cops, but beyond that... Yeah, Morgan. People react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks at HK's managed to bring out the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame him, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gone away with... We know. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA registries were busting out that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you're gonna spout some alt-pol bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. Lenz is trying to look like he can laugh it off. But pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. Who's... Again, who is this alien parasite in our head? Yeah, well... Even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they can get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. Is it the devil, perhaps? Could be. Could be. I need to check out Signalis. I know Genosio's like another one I have to check out, too. It's a Shinigami! And why is that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. How is that even possible? I know there's some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the city. You're saying you haven't seen his killer on camera once? You think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? I understand your concern, ma'am, but Optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance system signing up to feed the state security network. It's not perfect. Just another one of the many public safety tools on our belt. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to help us solve crimes. Or at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. It's about chance. Deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it. But it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved, but the end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts, and the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. That's a big issue, to have the security systems on a timed, regular schedule blackout update. The OST makes you feel like you're in the sickest diss trap. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. Watch it be in London. They have mentioned if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing. So let's just leave city planning. So does he work construction for the city? HK's only ever struck at times and locations where optics would be down. Even with the devil's own luck, it can't possibly be coincidence. Wait, so what you're saying was when this woman was killed, yeah, there's a blackout from around 8 to 9 to, oh wait, a whole hour? You said it was short. I didn't think it was gonna be an hour. That was gonna be like 10 minutes. Right on schedule, so to speak. And it included this area surrounding the victim's apartment. Almost had a drop, almost. Well, what about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage, no forensics, no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Maybe this game's called Of the Devil because the word speak is missing. And this VR address those moments when someone speaks, protecting not speaking of the devil. Wait, that's cool. That could be it. I like that. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics. No matter how you dress up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. And that's contradicting what we have currently with us right now. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So was my client on a list of suspects before tonight? There is no list of suspects. We questioned some X's, a few CIs. Someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that either. There's just not enough there to work with. So the only thing they have, the only thing they could have to link my client to the killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Are you expecting a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Yeah, where's my RK800, huh? Aren't many androids in any police station this week? Aren't many androids in any police station this week? Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be right back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Ugh, warm, gross. Might as well call it the adult line. Ew, oh god, no. Might see them in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective yet. Oh god, yeah, really, huh? You really think that'll happen? We already use ads for patrolling, securing the scene, pacifying crowds. Doesn't seem like that big of a stretch to me. You're joking, right? Android detectives? With all the pain we go through getting witnesses to talk to us? Aw, with your warm personality, I can't imagine. A cop knocks on your door, starts asking questions, you're gonna be put in a bad mood. An ad knocks on your door, calls you a degenerate, criminal, and synthesized... Robot knocks on your door. Degenerate male. And then just like kicks you. You're gonna start posting shit that'll get you on a list. Well, we certainly don't want that. But flesh and blood witnesses are becoming less and less common anyway. Cameras, sensors, satellites. We already got all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years. It might make sense to let machines do the investigating as well. Robotanko, yep. The union would. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She didn't have to specify. It's the only union. Oh god. So this dystopian world, unions are basically gone too. Probably because there's so many androids taking over and watching everything. Huh. Thanks to the chat detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I can see the same strokes you do. And the picture it paints isn't pleasant. The feels when you learn the word degenerate for the first time from Danganronpa. No unions, I know. Clear, I can't imagine. But I'm guessing if you have a robotic labor force, companies could easily just, get around unions. It seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Oh my god, we're gonna have like a Phoenix Wright, or not Phoenix, an Edgeworth to our Phoenix Wrightness as a DA. Besides, we're not exactly gonna have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. Oh, don't tell me he confessed. Do not tell me he confessed. Handwritten his account. Because he found a handwritten confession at his desk. Damn. That's unexpected. I bet they're going through a pasta shortage. Truly hell. No! I had pasta yesterday that I made. It was so good. I would be so sad if there was no more pasta. I'm sorry. You're now telling me that he wrote a confession? Has been verified? No. Well, then it's dumb. We have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. It's a real dystopia. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. Will they be hot like Edgeworth? I guess we'll find out. There's a copy in the discovery data, but I should warn you. It doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll manage. Alright. I'm sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. Wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first, but I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but I didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough now. I know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. Okay. I think I see where this is going. So, wish I hadn't broken them. Whatever the ceramics thing that's broken, that's what he broke. He didn't mean to at first. It was probably something really important. It's probably like, you know, like a ceramic like duck that she made him on their first date, and he actually smashed it when he was angry. So, I think that's it. I think also, I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. I think that's his meds. I think he was avoiding taking his medication, and he was getting angry. So I don't think this is a confession of murder or murders or whatever. I think it's, hey, I didn't take my meds. I've been acting out. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I could have hurt you. Do you think there's some kind of mind control tech being used? I don't think he... I legit don't think he did it. I think someone else shot from farther away. Barely legible, in fact. Yeah, let me save. Well, gotta spit on that. No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? It's a plausible theory. Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both so lucky. Oh, hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm so flush with work that I can afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind... Oh, okay, we can speak to him now. I'd like to go speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor. With all due respect, we have a strong evidence pointing that the man is being responsible for 6 murders. He still gets to talk to his lawyer. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual. And that's for your safety as well. Kind of you to worry, but I doubt I'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. And none of them were redheads. Seriously though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching from the feed right outside in case anything happens. And the cuff, that is, stays on. Aw, that worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor's practically blinding. Gross. I'll stop the unlock cycle. Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest that you help him sign that confession. Oh, not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part in defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he made the state look bad. That's a capital crime if there ever was one. Maybe the death penalty's not actually on the table these days. Oh God. I can guarantee he's not gonna like whatever rehabilitation plan they drop for him. Why does this feel worse? Why does this feel way worse than just executing the person? Rehabilitation plan? I think they're gonna cybernetic the hell out of him. Look, I've seen the way the virtual work release program in person, and it's, let me figure out this. Due to ongoing controversy following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Galley, search results for this term are not proof. Oh, it's block internet stuff. Lobotomies are back in. I can't even Google it. Being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, it's probably a win for your client, right? Huh. Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty. That much is true. It saves the courts a great deal of time and money and show their gratitude with reduced sentences. But no one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. I'm so interested in this world. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest their mind another day in their life. God, 3:35 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Guys, it was Leon. Leon did it. Your Honor, my client didn't do it. Look at him. He's sad. He's sad looking. Okay, thank you, Yoko. I was like, look at this scruffy little sad little lost puppy. No way. There's no way he did anything wrong. Ever. It's depressing as all hell in here. They need to liven this place up a bit. Huh? Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover. Deep breaths he couldn't kill. Your Honor, he has a cowboy wrapped around his chain. What are you? Look, I already told you people, I didn't. I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there and here. Kept repeating it the whole ride over. They said that they were going to help me. That they knew this was all a mistake. Then they just said that I killed. He has that neglected shelter dog. Exactly! Acting like they were on my side. They thought I could have. It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine. And I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information, but if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. He only has one. No. His arm was in repairs 8 days before the murder started. I think that's what they said. So it's at whatever repair shop. Because he and the girlfriend were arguing about the money about repairing it, I think. I think that's what they said. The police already questioned you, I'm sure. But they were treating you like a suspect, not as a client. Okay. Yeah, this is our culprit, Chaotic. So what do you want to know? Oh, I was saying, like, you single? And I'm like, well, he is. But we shouldn't ask him that. Let's start something simple. Something mundane, grounded, rote. Let me know a bit about you first, Carlos. Something like what line of work you're in. I'm with city engineering. Or I was, or I should be. As I thought, the police must be convinced he mapped out optics blackouts using data he stole from work. Freshly single. My arm, I got it slotted for the job. And, Carlos, I'm gonna need more than that. Oh my god! The meds were for phantom pains. And I was telling you the phantom pains are used for missing limbs. So yeah, those meds were his. Man. I am a good defense attorney. So what do I know? Why was she holding them? I don't know, to give it to him because he was getting angry? I don't know. We'll find that out, but... Dextectives. Oh my god, wait. What if I start calling you guys all my Dextectives? You guys want that to be like the chat names? Like, I'll call you guys like not freaky chat. He works in engineering, not a desk job. Reyes said he was modded for work, and that arm must be custody at the moment, but based on his shoulder, it had to be pretty. Utilitarian? Utilitarian, yeah. This struck me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. Dextectives? You guys want to be Dextectives? Okay. I like it. The young, the restless, and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks. Okay, but a neon hand just sounds really cool. Just use a different Dex pun for every stream. Oh, that too. Depending on whatever we're playing. Well, the way makes other people start looking at them. Nah, he's pragmatic, grounded, and very, very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. Really? Really? I don't even have a brother. He had planned everything out. A whole career path of promotions and bonuses, and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate. Paranormal investigators? That sucks. I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like a weight off his chest. Like he was glad he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. I always figured if I'd start at all, I'd start small. A hand or an eye, test the water. I'm sorry, how is an eye just small? I say as like I one day would really, really want LASIK because I'm super blind without contacts or glasses. Dex and the deck sets. Never thought about lobbying my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic. Oh my god. I know this is dystopian, but every time like they say something like horrible, I just kind of like, I'm just like, this doesn't feel that far off, you know? Like saying, hey, get this permanently modded thing to be good at your job. Because it's your only job, because you can't do anything, but you need jobs. Or else the robots are going to replace you, and then you'll be really, really poor and homeless. The expense attorneys. He said because the NCDA, there was financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit canned. Oh my god, so they told me it was going to be covered, and oh my god. So now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit. Oh, they can't sue. Oh my god. Listen to dystopians to see how worse things could be. It's not helping. Yeah, so it's like we just gotta breathe and remember, like, we gotta make differences. We can do what we do to make differences in the world and make sure this doesn't happen. Okay, the new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. I work the tighter spaces, the high volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. You're writing a semi-dystopia right now? That actually sounds really cool. Like for a fan get or for like original fiction? Or a fanfic? Typical stuff for modders, you know. He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can still make a difference. You work on the canopy? You must be under a lot of pressure. No, the subways are cordoned off. Dystopian elements to a Phasma. Oh, okay, cool. Damn straight. And this crap with Long? Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that Eternal Affairs is going to come knocking if they misplace as much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise. No room for problem solving. No room for engineering? Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups. He's trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Why aren't you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issue starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. Then, do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars? Not in the way you're thinking. I'm right-handed. Oh, God, they took his right hand too. Okay, so again, this feels like it's the sockets. Well, yeah, I assume whenever they had to cut it, you're going to get like, yeah. Because they cut it and then they put like the, I don't know what they would call it, but like a metal kind of like thing to block off in a socket type of thing, and they're going to have a bunch of like stuff to like have like nerve, like, so like movement and nerves, so like I only kind of somewhat watched prosthetic things being made and how those things work and how it, you know, you can still move it around without, you know, having to go like, yeah, like moving your arm like that. But, and I'm sure they didn't at all treat him like, I'm sure that he wasn't getting it cleaned regularly. He wasn't getting anything exchanged out. I'm sure they cheaped on materials on him, so it probably could have got infected, and it was, well, he wasn't, but it's possible. So his cuts on his face are just from shaving? Oh, also, if he's right-handed and he had to use his left hand to single-handedly shoot a bullet 6 times, 6 and 6 shots straight through the heart, there's no way. There's zero way. Like, your aim would be really off. There's an unpleasant incident with you being left-handed and a teacher thinking that wasn't normal. Seriously? Like, in this day and age that they're still going with those, like, the left-handed, like, or evil propaganda? Rejection symptoms also apply to transplants. Oh, absolutely. They do apply to transplants as well. That is a thing that happens still. In this day, I know. Every time I think, like, I mean, we got in a few positives, you know, like, there are good things happening. It's just we're bombarded by all the bad things more so. So we gotta be careful with it. It was a long time. I mean, as long as you know, like, obviously nothing wrong with being left-handed. Aside from the fact that they should really make more, like, left-hand accessible art supplies and things for y'all. So he didn't lose his arm. The job kind of manipulated him to giving up his arm so they could get a prosthetic arm on him, which was stronger to make him better at the work they wanted him to do. Plus, an entire arm gone missing massively affects your weight and your balance. Oh, exactly. Yeah. So, like, his eyesight's not going to aim up right. His balance isn't going to be right. Using a non-dominant hand, like, there's no way. There's zero way he did that. Never thought this would go on so long that I had to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, then spasm. There, see? And trembling and spasms. As a lefty, you want better scissors. We will fight for that. That'll be the small thing that we start first. Lefty, better left-hand scissors. Did you know that rejection symptoms are a thing in real life? Yeah, human body is weird. Human body is so, like, complex and specific and peculiar, like, for each person. It's really it's really, like, interesting and terrifying at the same time. Just oversensitivity, they said, an easy fix. But the problem got bigger. Couldn't let it get that far. You need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter at the wrong moment and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm, and watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line. Where did you turn it in? Some mass turn and chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't. Doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Oh, hell no. I found a dozen of clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning. Oh my god, he doesn't even own it. He's just renting his arm. Bro had to get his own real arm cut off to rent a fake arm for his job that they then took away the tax credit and financial aid for. Okay. The manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. Okay, that normally works. And that's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump for a shoulder. I haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I got 2 working arms again. And you couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself just in the meantime. What about a world where people get extra arms or legs to improve production, but they can get phantom pains to the extra? Huh. That's a very new topic idea. You should definitely explore that in whatever writing you're doing. I serve at the pleasure of the state. And they've got exclusivity rights with Hindi. All locked up white knuckle tight. Hindi? Oh, How Industries? As I recall, he's registered with one of their Habilis models. If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines. I'd lose a down payment and my arm. And I'd never work in the city again. Oh my god, okay. If this was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out management, but like I said, no one's sticking their neck out for anyone now that longs in deep hot shit. You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain? The pain will come and go. It's the itches that'll kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything. Arm-shaped attachment to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Something the clinics lend out for cases like this? Oh god, what they gave me is a deadweight, 3-jointed landfill bait piece of shit. Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling. Having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on. Oh my god, I want to adopt him. I want to adopt him and like I don't know how to help him. Let me help him. It fits. It's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel unbalanced again, but the fingers don't even bend. And the quick twitch motors are way off. You sure he's not one of them? He could be. I don't know. He could be. I want to take care of him. I want him to be okay. I know that's what I'm doing as his lawyer right now, but like, I'm not being the mom. When I was younger, my favorite manga was something called Pita 10. And the main character, Misha, who I love the most, her catchphrase was like, "I'll be your mama, Sue." And yeah, this guy cosplayed a lot. I did that a lot. So no, I'm really not beating those allegations. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead. So were you wearing it when you were arrested? No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging me as evidence, so can't have gotten too far. So Detective Race is being quite literal about how he was found. He's too scrumpy to go to jail. He had the victim's blood on his left arm. Only because the time in question didn't even have a right. No, but Rory's not even going to jail. They're sending him to rehabilitation in a creepy government place. No inconsistencies in the story so far. He's opened up about as well as it can be expected. This has just been a warm-up for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Yoink, yoink. Carlos, you and the victim are romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. Since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Every time you hear rehabilitation, you get war flashbacks. Always got along. Eventually, we just got together at some point. I guess I never actually asked her out in the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she is... She was in genetics. Focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her postgrad work this year. Got hired right out the gate. Practically headhunted, you believe that? Practically headhunted. Oh god, bad phrasing. Of course she was. Any company would be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real ass job. Paid real ass money too. Agriculture's pretty cool, yeah. So her career was starting to pan out. Right as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No. Perigee Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows a third of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, a lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix on a little throat cutting, but Harco's is about as tame as big businesses can get. Predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job? Yeah, they loved having her there. She never mentioned arguments, disputes, corporate politics getting rough. I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. There's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely, and I got that. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was. Now, I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight. Oh. Start at the beginning. Take your time. The details are very important. The devil is in the details. All right, Miss Morgan. I'll try Morgan. When you're ready. We were arguing. We've been arguing a lot lately. About stupid stuff. I haven't been working. Haven't been making any money. Haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself. But more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money. The reports say you're arguing around 8 p.m.? 8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it tonight, said a lot of things I shouldn't have. And I said one thing that I really, really shouldn't have. I crossed the line. We both knew it, so I left. You left? Yeah. Walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might cool me off. You love it. I do also love when the colors change. Jealous she had 2 arms? Wow, Glory, wow. Help me figure out what to say to make up for her. Yeah, because her job's not going to ask her to cut off her limbs. Or oh god, hopefully not? Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid. Thick like mud. And while I was pissing away time, Diane was... Did you bring your phone with you or any of the electronics? No. I kind of stormed off. Didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint? Talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything, cash or credit? Not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have hit my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's unfortunate. I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details straight. My head is. But if my exact route would help, the cams probably... What? What is it? Optics was what? Can that even happen? And there's no other proof you were out while the time Diane was killed. Meaning you have no alibi. This can't. Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't. Carlos. I'm the one person you know how to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with. Right. Now, you said you left to clear... He's royally screwed. He's so screwed. I mean, no, he's not. No, he's not, because I'm here. We're here. The detectives are here. We got this. I wouldn't as a defense. Your Honor. Look at him. It's the defense here. So what made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. But it was loud and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first. But at some point, I must have started running because when I got back, I was so out of breath. Your Honor, he's just a little guy. And when I saw that the front door was open, something dropped in my chest. And my lungs wouldn't. You live on the first floor, right? Yeah. First floor apartment, street facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. From the hallway I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was. The lights are off. The whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed or she had okay, so wait, so the disaster was after. Not before, not during the fight. It was after the fight. Okay, that's important. I thought we had been robbed or she had fallen or there was broken glass, furniture knocked over. She was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse. She was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw the gun. It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want to be real when you touched it. Is that why you picked it up? What? Pick it up? I didn't touch the thing. Wait, what? I didn't shoot her, damn it. Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies. Oh my god, is it actually going to be like London? Is he only a good detective with like a high conviction rate because he plants evidence? Bad lies especially. Oh, or is my client just lying to me? For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie. But it can be hard what to know what to do about it. I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. And none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Alright, stay up to date on the details of all of this by checking your phone. We'll stop giving you any credit. Okay. We know about that. Conductive resin? Okay, don't need to worry about that. Oh no, we need evidence, evidence, evidence. There we go. I guess let's go through all the evidence real quick. Just gotta show you some chopsticks. No unexpected fingerprints, no unexpected crumbs, no unexpected DNA. Victim was shot from the room doorway. Oh, okay. Coat was taken into custody. Show blood on the left side that matches the victim. Legible note. We got that. Submitted 5 weeks ago due to sensitivity issues. in police custody. Okay. Number, prescription, and over-the-counter medication. Okay. Tripexosone, prescribed to reduce moderate to severe discomfort, rising from mod sensitivity complications, which we know that he has. The case's clasps are surprisingly difficult to open. Oh, so that's why she had it. She was helping him open it. Because he can't open it himself because he's right-handed and he doesn't have the right hand. And if they're difficult to open and he's trying to use his left hand, he couldn't do it. Which is probably why he wasn't taking his pills. Oh, okay. We got more information on him. Okay, let's see that. Likes airports, worn shoes, firm beds. Dislikes cabs, musicals, cashews. He likes poppies. He's in a lot of debt. He has very terrible luck. Your prints. The fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. What? But I didn't do this. I didn't. I wasn't thinking. I was just... Carlos. All I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all. Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? Well, that explains how his prints got on the gun. But not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if all I did was hold the gun... So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own home right in front of... You were in shock, Carlos. You still are. The police came in some time after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast. It seemed like the rest of my night went. Probably the way you'd expect. Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trash when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight. What? Physical? We never fought. We never fought like that. Did the police say that we did? They assumed as much. Okay, so which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. And it was another thing I said in the beginning, because the glass is on top of her. I'm like, oh, that happened after she was shot and killed. I'm a good lawyer. I'm a good lawyer. It's the Kamimura hoodie. It's helping me be a crime scene detective. Considering what Carlos had told me, what else did they assume? What is it? I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene. Should we all be Kamimura for this? The Kamimura army reappears. It's an AR module built from the data taken as the police entered, so... Right, it's just data, Carlos. No grisly details. Okay, let me see it. Take your time. Alright, I think I got it. That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place. Alright. I'll take notes. Just say whatever comes to your mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was. But the mirror was upright, of course. And that clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, and the bed got tossed, and the cushions torn. And the urn fell. Oh, an urn? That's what was shattered. It was an urn. Other than that... No, sorry. That's all that stands out to me. I see. Like so? What's wrong? Something out of place? I think he's shocked at your terrible drawing skills, Morgan. Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. It's just, I guess I assumed your notes would be making edits to the AR? Well, okay, I guess we can do that too. Sorry, I didn't mean... I mean, your drawing was pretty good, considering... Let's change the subject now, Carlos. Right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? This letter right here, do you recognize it? Oh no, he couldn't write because he's right-handed. It'd be like a really bad left-handed writing. Because he's not left-handed, so he couldn't do. some of that. And where's my character? I also want to be Kamimura. There we go. A confession, but this is just a note to self. Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper and I say things I don't mean to. So this morning, I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, oh, you say on the note that you hurt them. That's I broke her fidget tubbies. I'm sorry, the what? Her what? Not her fidget tubbies. Carlos, how could you? You practically killed her when you ruined those. These little Chiikawa looking things, they're precious. And they've no theme song. They're these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile, use them as paperweights or conversation starters. Conversation starters. She loved those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. Is it evidence now? Is fidget tubbies are evidence? Oh boy. I love it. I love it. I mean, I was pretty pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental alarm, I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. I got so angry I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless. Okay. So he broke her frigid duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to wrote it. But the police insist on claiming his confession for the heartbreak killings anyway. Couldn't even bother to sweep them up. I felt so... Alright, Carlos. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm gonna call the police back in here. I'm gonna get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it? Okay. Although before I do that, I do have to ask. What do you know about the Heartbreak Killer? Heartbreak? You mean that psycho who was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everybody's on edge. A guy like that out there? He shoots people through the heart, right? The police kept the victim's appearances far away from any outstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't have noticed any resemblance to his girlfriend. How terrifying can you imagine that would be if you're like, huh, a serial killer's out killing in our area. Sure is killing a lot of girls who look like my girlfriend. You get to like 5 of a murder, like, honey, we should like go to Hawaii for like a week or something. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that's just, that doesn't mean anything, does it? Oh boy. If he's this slow in the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I just had to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible. I'm very intrigued in this investigation so far. Like, I really hope you guys are liking this because I like if I want to continue on with this game. I think chapter 2 is coming out soon. So it's in active production, which is nice. I didn't realize you could smoke here. Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. You're invested. Kind of a lot of people like treating the killer as mindless, so no morals, even though this is clearly someone with a clear idea of what they want, right? I guess so. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock. Alright, I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this. Of course not. It'll be my first homicide defense, though. Oh. Why does everyone always think the first time's so important? Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas. Oh? Oh, what areas are those? You ever gamble, Carlos? No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near a box. Okay, of course. Of course, in the dystopian future, gotcha loot boxes are still around. Won't touch the stuff. I meant more like playing cards. I have a gotcha game that I play. And I play magic cards. So I guess I technically gamble. Well then, no to that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck. Could have fooled me. What I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. and Cookie Run. Poker sneaks because even if you're... Oh god, what was it? Oh my god, what's his name? So it was a sea salt cookie, was it? Silent salt cookie? The new cookie? Like, geez. They went all out on that cookie. Poker's nice because even if you've dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win. Silent salt, thank you. Silent salt. Which makes things pretty fun. Like, espresso cookie is still number 1. I still love him. And herb cookie. But dang on silent salt. Alright, so do you have a good poker face? I'd like to think so. And are you lucky? Only when the stakes are high. Your brother got him on 1 roll? That's crazy. Oh, and in this metaphor, we're playing poker. And the state's the dealer? If only. No, the state's more like the house. Oh, you meant the house always wins? Cherry Blossom is still your favorite and has been for a while now. That's a solid choice. And you think milk or tea night would have to be your... Oh my god, milk cookie. Oh, this is making me want to replay it. No, like, no, I must resist. I must resist. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house. So what do? We play the cards we're dealt the best we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. Your favorite's a werewolf cookie. Oh my god, that's nice. I don't really think I've met a lot of people whose favorite was werewolf. I feel like it's Pokemon, you know, we're like, oh, there's bound to be someone, like, every cookie is someone's favorite cookie. Wait, you're solving a murder. Right, you're solving a murder. Carlos, I swear I'm not ditching you for cookies. Then we'll be politely asked to leave. This doesn't sound very triumphant. The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose. Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking, like, what should I say? Just leave all the talking to me. So that's the strategy? What's up? And there's a saying about gamblers with strategies. Yo, ready to confess yet? Because I already woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. District attorneys have final say on whether or not the case is brought to trial. Only fair since they're the ones who've ended up to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then, you'll have to call them back. Because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here. Right, what she said. You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time kind of thing. I am very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. Counselor, we have your client's written confession. His written confession, let's start there. Let's save here in case I mess up and end up getting my client executed. Okay. We'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with the facts, what's known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-number stuff. See, we found this note in his apartment. Okay, wait, is this how we're doing this? This is cool. This is cool looking. Your computer keeps stuttering and you keep getting thrown out of the chat area. Oh no, oh no! With his fingerprints on it. Apologizing how he hurt them all so bad. Now how do you plan on spinning that? Those are the facts. I've been building up my hand all night. And now I have the weapons to answer anything they try and throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, and it was an apology. But not for murder. He was apologizing for... Select the card that best answers the argument placed in the slot to the right. Mouse of your opponent's portrait. Reminder. Oh, thank God. Also, I love this little trading card. It's super cute. Debris. He was simply apologizing for this. What the hell is that? I found myself asking the same exact question. Is the first card we play Fidget Tubbies? We play Fidget Tubbies. You're playing Portal? No, I'm playing Portal 2. That's fine. I like a lot of my streams just like, yeah, feel free to like, you know, it's like leave me on as like background sound or reading while you do something. I do that with like a lot of streamers too. Or just like, I just need a background sound regardless of, you know, how much of attention I'm paying attention to or not. What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene? Also, Portal 2 is great. I love Wheatley. This diagram of the room, it came from the data you captured, right? Pure, non-GMO, augmented reality crime scene data, yeah. What's the non-GMO? Not much these days. Damn. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit, for sure. I was referring to unidentified ceramic debris found at the western side of the room. You've been staring at Camp Rock? It's 27 degrees in here. Probably Celsius. I don't think it's Fahrenheit. Ceramic debris, huh? It must be from that vase that got tossed. No, that vase isn't broken. That vase wasn't damaged. Because that vase is still pristine. How is that? How is that possible? Carlos, don't help me. Don't help me. Shh, shh, darling, shh. Be pretty and quiet, please. The lady at the garage sale told me it was old and delicate. Aw, oh, damn it. The only time I tried to thrift shop on my own. Well, so what? What does it even matter? If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it, then the debris came from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote the apology over. You're saying that confession was an apology for not vacuuming? I am. Because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of fidget tubbies. What he said. The fidget boo-boos. The fidget boo-boos. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident, and this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology. I also love the little theme song. Can you prove that? I think I'm like, if they're selling the soundtrack, I think I'll probably buy the soundtrack to support the devs here. We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote the note. We placed the ceramic debris at the crime scene. And now, since it could not come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? What the hell are you on about? The entire room is trashed, and the arcs clearly shows that. Those fidget tubbies or whatever must have gotten pulverized during the struggle, too. I'm really gonna claim that he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down. Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. I can also save and do better. No. Those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. The revolver. No, the arm. drag and drop. Right. Just take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your finger should show exactly how devastating it was to Fickle Buddy's ecosystem. Fidget Tubbies? Fidget Tubbies. Whatever. You did take into custody. I'm sure your text found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. While he was killing her, happy. Overjoyed because even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn, right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote in the lab report. It said the rental has been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time while I can. Thank you for your service. Ugh, thank you for your service. Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled and panicked that note is. You expect me to believe he's upset over a fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded? Oh my god, Reyes, do you collect them? She's getting her fidget tubbies graded. Setting aside Detective Reyes' surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles. You're correct. They held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be this shaken up over the loss. But so what? So what? After all, it's not panic you're seeing on the page. No, the only reason that note looks the way it does is because Carlos is right-handed. Yeah, I am. Did they not know that? Shouldn't that be on like a permanent record or something? The fact that she knew to correct what they're called, she definitely collects them. Oh, for sure. Is it just because he had to use his left hand to write it? I tend to think better writing than typing. And I need to get used to using my left anyway. I kind of thought it would just be good practice. Taking that into account alongside the ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client is remorseless. Let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. They found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is... What, you're gonna claim it's not his? That he actually wears an extra small? She's trying to bait me in her typical low-key fashion. As arguments flow, you won't always have the stronger hand. Hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. She wants something else. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, detective? I'm just curious what'll be next. You gonna tell me where's an extra small? What is this? What is this? Oh. Is it? Oh my god. Is that the Scales of Justice Libra with a gun? I guess I had to hit stay. Oh no, raise? Oh, I don't have raise. Stay. Maybe just to go hard. Gee, Carlos, do ya? No? Okay, yeah. Sure, there's no evil twin you forgotten to mention. No evil twin. We're not gonna fight evil twin. No, I'm afraid not. Not even go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. To prove his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. But going there now without hard evidence. I'm gonna save and hit no, but... I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the arcs. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. It was obvious she had something there. I wasn't going to win that hand either way. Okay, but at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. We're not contesting any of that, detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which wasn't smart, Carlos. Hey. But not illegal either. And that's all? He had our blood all over his clothes. Yeah, he did. Right. Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way? The lab finished with them a bit ago. What are you getting at? It'll just be easier to show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure. I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway. She just glares at him as she says that. And here I thought the room smelled like... Psst, Morgan. What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I totally remember that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad? Relax, Carlos. Yeah, that's impossible. You're innocent. And that means having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you. Really? Really? Not really. I love her inner monologue where she just lies like, Plenty of innocent people are in prison. People with bad luck or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth just come out so easily. More often than not, it takes coaxing. What was it that it reminded me of? Alright, here it is. One blood-stained jacket fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? You can tell us this is actually just hot sauce. I'm gonna lick it. No. That would be silly. She thought that over? So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry. Just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proven your innocence. My client was arrested while wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It has the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart. By a gun that happens to be an old world pre-tagged firearm. Don't be like Gaia. What? And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Morgan, I'm not really following your train of thought here. I'll get it probably eventually, but give me a little bit more, please. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense? Sense happens to be the key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can. Smell? Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dry blood. Yeah, because it would be gunpowder, right? For old-timey guns? Oh my god, that Gaia. Sorry, yeah, okay. I thought of the Date Everything Gaia first, and I'm like, what did I do? Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but doesn't smell of cigarettes. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket. If you would. Let's see. No gunpowder. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You young whippersnapper. Wait, is Morgan like Gen Alpha? No, she had to be after Alpha. This is way in the future. Okay, yeah, no. You can't be more than a few years older than me. But not before your partners, it seems. Young shaming. They keep getting shorter. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully in this dystopian future they gave up on it. See, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. The hell is she talking about, London? Modern firearms like the ones we carry use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. They got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. They don't leave behind any residue. Gunpowder residue? You talked my ear about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one, it'd leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can always check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. Well, whatever. That just means he washed it off after shooting her, or changed his clothes. That's not impossible, but it'd be pretty pointless. Huh? His jacket and left hand were blood-soaked when the officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue, just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing as soon as possible. Whoa. They're faltering now. Should topple over any minute. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them, but that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So it looks like he never actually fired the gun. I'll admit, things were a little dicey there. But once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she get a message? What, did they actually manage to find it? I'm worried. What is this message? Something like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer. Wanna bet? Photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. By now she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. You wanna bet? Alright, good night! Saving. What do you have? What do you have? I'm not sure I followed, Detective. Didn't we establish there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure, there was. But this isn't from optics. Ouch. Good thing I held my tongue. As I thought, the scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from the outside network. Which means... Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. For one, 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. For two, this doesn't prove anything. What? Well, the quality is extremely lacking. Is it from the vents? The imposter was taking the video of the shooter. And yet there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. And that guy has 2 arms. Yeah, the key important part, that guy has 2 arms. What are the goddamn chances? Nah, with the scale their tools operate on, I guess the chances are always in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. We could even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are, well, it's blurry. Don't look at me, I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone. Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, its camera would also be on. And so we managed to get this shot through the window. You saw it at the time? Yeah. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, extra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted. And so compressed looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this image any further. I could count each pixels on one hand. And you can kiss its admissibility in the court goodbye. You can't honestly claim you can identify my client from this image. There's no way in hell you could put this past a judge. Yeah, you're probably right, we wouldn't. But I think I know a DA that could. Either way, doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo? What the hell is happening to me? Think I know a DA that could. Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter. Our guy's right-handed. Standing in the hallway at the same time as the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. And who do we know who had their left handprints all over that gun? My client? You think? Oops. We've established he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. A left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever. Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. We miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get where you're going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. Leave me alone. All of which is to say, before judge and jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test. Carlos is innocent, I know he is. But that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent, that photo is real. If both are true, then that means that the photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So, at a loss for words? No? I'm just confused about one thing. Where is this photo taken from exactly? Exactly? Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. If we DNO the phone's owner and ask them where, why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tells us that the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance to the apartment faces the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. Looking straight at the shooter, it's pretty obvious it was taken from across the north window. From the north. If this is from the north, then we can clearly see the... It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. What? Is she wrong? Is she wrong? Oh my god, I don't know. Why can we go with the two hands thing? I'm afraid that's simply not possible, detective. The photo has to have been taken from the west. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative. What the hell do you mean this was taken from the west? Autopsy tells the victim was shot in the doorway. The officer's ARC data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time that they arrived. Your photo shows the exact moment of the shooting. And raise the ante and a hand up to the current max. Answer wrong, you lose more credit, but answer correctly. Oh, god, this is so cool. I love gambling. As long as you consider. The mirror was upright. The clock was on the wall. Cushions were better neat. Is it that one? Yeah! Okay. Just take a look at the clock on that photo. Yeah, okay, yeah, the clock. Surprised I'm not using multiple saves? You know what? I probably should have been. I just wasn't thinking about it. What about it? The clock, huh? Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it and keep my tempo high. This photo was taken right before the shooting. Don't tell me the time of death is wrong. Oh, is it? Hold on. Autopsy. Time of death at 9 p.m. Did you... I told my Alexa to tell me goodnight at 10 p.m. so I go to sleep on time. I was like, yeah, what's that? Okay, okay, so what was... He's wrong, time of death is correct. No, he's wrong, he's so wrong. Saving here now. a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. Okay. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree the time of death was 9 p.m. Right, no mistaking that. So when the hell were you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo, analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. the time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but... Do you remember there being a clock in the room? What? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. It makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock, because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up in the eastern wall. Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? Wow, stop insulting my art. An artistic rendition. Very distinct. If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why don't you just add that to the arcs? Show you my hand? Just because discovery law compels us to share info, doesn't mean we have to play fair, detective. Slipped my mind. The important thing is that the clock on the eastern wall was before the shooting occurred. This photo is you looking through the western window to see it. Don't sort of get ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m. the same time that this photo was taken of the shooter. But you want to claim that the clock is still on the eastern wall, then it would have been knocked down during the fighting. You got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. As one of the pieces of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Everyone's trashing, talking, Morgan's drawing Moisey Listy in spare time. Everyone's speaking about Terrico's handwriting. It does. Oh crap, what, sorry. The room was trashed before the shooting. The glass fell onto the victim. Wait. Max, glass shards, what about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. I really am grateful to Danganronpa and all the fanigans for the fact that, you know, if on the horrid chance I come across a crime scene and I don't, like, you know, start crying and throwing up immediately, I'm gonna go into detective mode here. I'm on a roll, hell yeah. And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean they would let me do that? No. But I may get jury duty one day. Who knows? Again. I got jury duty before, but I didn't get selected. It's like they had me like pass through some things and they're like, and gave up. My number didn't get called. But I got paid for the day. That was nice. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone trash the room afterwards? It's a good question, Carlos. Likely it's the detectives who have delved. Sorry. That was imagine a couple of crime scene like, it's okay, actual officers and crime scene investigators and CSI or whatever. I played Danganronpa. I got this. Put on my Nagito coat. Let's go. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle other than the crime scenes? Other than the crime scenes? No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds. So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? But this was personal. Things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. But in this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happens. So what if the room didn't get tossed until afterwards? He still shot her. And we have a photo right here. I'm glad you do, detective. Because that photo proves my client's innocence. Huh? Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult. And maybe more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I guess I'd prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Because that man in the photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell he can't. The glass shards prove the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. We all know that until the room was tossed, the clock was on the eastern wall. Which means this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. That's impossible. The hallway in the apartment runs from north to south. The only person with the prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder 6 innocent people. She has stacked a whole bunch on there. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You played your cards too early, now I can steal the pot right from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. We aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What? What we're seeing is... What is that, Max? Are we playing lawyer poker? We're playing lawyer poker. What you're seeing is the fidget-bitties. Saved, right? Yeah, I saved. You had to place over the right card. Yeah, I had to place over this over here. This is a photo of the shooter. Is it optics? Oh, it's not optics. Okay, oh, is it her? No. I don't know what we're going for here. The mirror? Could be the mirror. Oh, the mirror! The mirror! That makes sense. That's why we're seeing it the wrong way, because we're seeing it through the mirror. You're trying the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, that makes sense. That makes sense. Do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. Yeah, because the mirrors. Yeah. A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But that would mean, from that angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. We're not seeing the shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing the killer take aim with their right arm. And as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad it was recovered. Yeah, wait, the clock's now 3 p.m. Huh, okay. Because I just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. That should be the end of it, except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk cost has gotten her teeth into her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. In a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever. The impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But luckily for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. Oh no, not to comic book it? In summary, we're comic booking it. Let's go. Oh, never mind. My client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him being next to the gun he forensically could not have fired. After being confronted with these facts, you received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my clients. A man without the requisite limb, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. What? He could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs again. God, this is so cool. This is so cool. This is so sick. Is this the best you've got? Even a bare-bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. You'd have to bring it into a clinic which would left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for a full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Well, any objections? Yes, you're very cool. Please don't want to stab me. Detective. God damn it. What? Oh, fold! Fold! We win! Show me your hand, Flats. Woohoo! You're uncuffing me? In the light of the evidence, you have no reason to hold you. Now I gotta call the DA and tell her I made a mistake. And there's still a serial killer on the loose, which I feel is probably chapter 1's thing. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought, but hey, your attorney's a real tiger. She just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. He has zero money. He's in mega debt. Yeah. That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is my own reward. Sure. I feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I have to speak to the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. The clock is still not at 3 p.m. That is a bit concerning. I don't really know what's up with that. If it's just like a mistake or it's something that we need to like think about, but we'll see. Congrats. You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Alright, good night, Sal. Bye. Yay? But what do I do? What am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation into heartbreak, huh? Yeah. When the authorities are satisfied with the examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's not what Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It just doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. What am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There's some context I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you. You're welcome, Carlos, but it's my job to. No, I mean, thank you for not asking. For not asking if I killed her. Carlos, I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. Look at that face. There's no way. After all. What? No. No, what? The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. What? Sal, get back here! Sal, get back here right now! A flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. The Rorschach test with a singular universal meaning, vitality at its climax. bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infant at the end. But the comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. What does she gain? Would she defend him? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know at all. Oh my god. We're a serial killer. Bullet number 6 is 6. The gun's empty. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even care if this is like 10 views or whatever. We're continuing to chapter 1 next time. Like not for October, but I'm obsessed. It's useless to me now. I may as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. Oh my god, wait, yeah, evidence. We're Heartbreak. It's official. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Moving around in the dark in here. Must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did she think I was her boyfriend? Back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? But why? I don't know. I don't know. Can't ask her now. Hey! Hey, did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. I didn't see anything I could use even as a partial suppressor on the way. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, in small spheres of blind opportunity that the city eyes couldn't pierce. Cramped places usually full of trash, but this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except, there's shit on the floor. On the windows, there's broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. I kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes. Each of them not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. The tibit. I kick the wall. Something falls from it, probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair and knock over the urn. Tear into the sheets of my frustration and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll delete into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Of course. I'm so amazed too. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After all, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All the threads and breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but now that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. Got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me? I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. Okay, never mind. I was trying to think like maybe they're all secretly like, I don't know, the agriculture company that the girlfriend worked for. I'm like, oh, something bad about that. She had to kill her. But no, never mind. She just wanted to kill her. And I've killed a lot more than just 6. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air's weighty tonight, thick, energized. A heavy foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off when the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. Damn. Messed up person in a messed up world, yeah. Sorry, using my left is still... That's okay. You can just initial in these spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. You guys, she saw all these people that look the same. It was like, y'all ugly, and then poof. I love Vine. I love Vine so much. I miss it. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, and did some stretching. Made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for defendant Publer came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, enough debt that he needed to be provided one. All I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was of course innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There'd be doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans depending on his looks. Don't call me out, Morgan, jeez. More attention on HK and his crimes, more headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and mind like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with a case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside the interrogation room, just to make doubly sure I didn't smell of the gunpowder myself. That's why she was smoking! Oh my god. She's so clever. She's so clever. I love her. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously, everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finale of it all. She was playing 4D chess with all of us. Kaede wishes she was Morgan. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house. That's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. It's not 4D chess. This is something unnameable. See, when the riot cashier at the McDonald's because you were wrong too many times, they finally snapped because he didn't want onions in their hamburger. Perfect, the baddie. I'm sure Diana's grateful too. Funny. I didn't even know her name. Oh god, so there wasn't an alien parasite in our head. That was just our sociopathy? Whatever. Something the matter? No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died... Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground. No, I know, but... I just keep thinking she must have died angry at me. No, she wasn't because she was getting her meds. That she must have died hating me. Present evidence. I have evidence. Tell you the truth, Carlos. There's something I've been wondering about myself. What is it? Something I noticed in the ARC's data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit anywhere else. Maybe you can make sense of it. Wink! What is that? Where did you find that? The pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained tripexisone, prescribed to help moderate with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps too from our pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You feel angry, happy, and sad all at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway. It was a long night. I was too far just now, practically rubbing it in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever even see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? Using compliment and vaguely for a lot of people to, yeah. Alright, good night, Ozzy! Yeah, I'll make a forum for, well, I'll make threads probably for other games that aren't the Fangan related. That way I don't clog up the, all the forums that we have. It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. You're ready up too? Alright, good night! I'll just say show more restraint next. I don't think there should be any more twists. I think you guys are fine to go sleep. So there won't be a next time for Heartbreak. The gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a 7th victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on for their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And now no one will found you. I was wrong. District Attorney Rockford. What? Oh, sorry. Can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Ugh. Counselor Morgan. Morning or night, you're always so put together. Thank you? I don't get it. How did you sleep at night? Pardon? You white noise, aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I have bags under my eyes, dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor. The lawyer who argues for the state in court to try to prove a defendant's guilt. She's our Edgeworth! And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill a position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has a remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. It's hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What do they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? Oh, well, actually, I'm here for you. Me. Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well, then you must be relieved finding out you won't have to go to trial against me. No. Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unattended barbs with her. Got a new profile? Oh, right, we got hers. Let's see. February 13th. Distract. Okay, I love it. Coffee, toffee, and haute couture. I love coffee and I love toffee. Haute couture, I could take or leave. Just like Sunburns, who doesn't? Ice Drain and Dead Pixels. Thanks, she likes Benedict. Cat Person plays chess, shogi, and Idle Savant. Sorry, oh my god, she loves gacha games too. Check everyone's blood types real quick. You have a theory? Okay, Emma, O positive. Flat, B negative. AB negative for us. B positive for London. Hey, that's the same as me. We already had me AB negative. And A negative for Reyes. Yeah. It was cute, but she's fierce in the courtroom. Very. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl, Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for the trial. Preparation for the trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill leaving behind so little. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here. Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Oh my god, how? Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all. Oh? I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer? The same serial killer that outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. He was found with a murder weapon. But I can answer that any number of ways. It could have been Flat? No. That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about, his dominant arm modded. With documented sensitivity issues, never could have made the shots that clean. Oh my god, she's a little scary. Not getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles, and probably too heavy to not leave imprints. We're gonna be a little screw chapter 1. I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed out all that the minute you walked in there. Totally. Worst part is, she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. She functions like this on 4 years. I know, imagine if she takes a nap and then we face her in court. She's gonna murder us. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile? Yeah. Oh, right. Sorry, you probably never heard of it. I know what a profile is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal psychological based on evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100 the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. Alright, hopefully this is about the end. So this profiling, is this some kind of investigative technique? The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of a person who committed it. Stabbing, overkill, points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison, guns, meanwhile suggests they can't overpower their victims physically. And there's things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? He's diligent, almost perfect. Highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. Huh. It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. Aww. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated, but all her playful, lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely. I consider the marksmanship. The detective said that HK would have needed insider information on optics. So does that mean Heartbreak is in law enforcement? Never in 10 billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation. Right, that's exactly how I'd put this. There must be some connection to the police, though. Secondary, tertiary. Those types can't help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? I don't do anything resembling that. Wait, if HK's not a cop, How do they know about the blackout timing? Crime metastatistics analysis. Probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays, chart out the dips, and... Sorry, technical, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. I mean, it makes it sound like it's you, even though it's me. That's such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it, he chose to leave it behind. That tells me that he's confident he can do just fine without it. And just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I found. Other victims that fit the description? No. Wait, she has brown hair and brown eyes. Emma! Be careful. Well, I guess we're done with that MO now. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. Yeah, that's true. Hell, they kind of look like me. Do they? Do they? Oh no. Are we being analyzed? Huh? Sure, what do you not see? Hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one can kill that cleanly once their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. Oh, that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. Got something catchier in mind? I also think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. Morgan absolutely has some trauma to talk about. 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip, a mistake? Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you said, I don't blame them. The best killers would be perfectionists? Oh yeah, absolutely. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. That was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. You make them sound like a child. Childish and cowardly and two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? Oh, that? No. That part's just takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type in a city with an 8-digit population. Well, good luck. I don't need luck. I just need information. And I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan. I need more crime scenes. Oh! Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Only way my net narrows is they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? It isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Woof. Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. I need more crime scenes, don't worry. Yeah, clearly she was just asking Morgan, like, hey Morgan, I need more crime scenes. And Morgan's like, on it, I got you, girly. Sorry, but that's an adversarial process. No hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. All the hard feelings. We're both doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee or sleep. Don't tempt me. If you fall asleep face first on the table, I won't even take a picture. Pff, okay. Just don't expect us to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. That's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases and never bring it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quite quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. What a great prologue. Android? Oh, an android. Which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while. For how long? I'm sorry, I don't know. What the toxic Yuri is this? Amazing toxic. There's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Oh, absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really? Educational too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Oh no. We're getting a roommate as Morgan? Alright. Evil little bug. Beautiful art. Beautiful art. MCF. Erranders. MCF. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let this go by. Brian Mulholland. Yeah, everyone, this was... Yeah, I love this. I love this. God, I'm like almost want to like clear my schedule. I'm like, no, never mind. Forget Spooky October. We're continuing with this, but no. We'll continue this right after Spooky October. And I'll go by chapter 1 in the soundtrack. Yeah. Does not enough feel like a chapter 5 and a Danganronpa reveal? By the way, I'm the serial killer this whole time. Like, what? And he shall appear. Lawyer pokers. Yeah, and the gameplay was fun. Like, it's its own thing, which is really cool. And it's not like overtly difficult, which I enjoy. Oh, you're the smartest person I know. Morgan, when it comes to people. Personally, I think it's cruel to bring someone that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney. We're at a crime scene. I think I can guess what happens next. I've never stolen anything that wasn't already compromised. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. The after, too. Can't tell you how many musicians I've been screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. So it's not just the lawyer job thing? You dress like a doorman on the weekends, too? Hi. Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air. Hi. The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything. You can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. The Heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him. I didn't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. One second, she goes in, just, hey, how's it going? Hi. But I think my job, I never half-assed it. Episode 1 is called An Idle Mind. Okay, yeah, so. Oh my god, wait. You're gonna let me stop? Oh, I get my grade. Okay. Congratulations. Finished with 36 credits. I've unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios. I can buy phone charms? What do you mean I can buy phone charms? Where Where can I buy phone charms? Wait, shop. Is it like a mono machine? Like, what is this? What do we do? Bonuses? I guess it's probably in chapter 1. Oh my god, there's still more things. It's not even a fang but you're hooked. God, I'm so hooked. I'm so hooked on this. Aww. Oh, this is cool. God, everything just runs so smoothly and looks so cool. What is this? Anyway, I didn't stream. I have to end stream. I gotta quit being distracted. I gotta be. Oh, wait, it says escape from my phone. I can get the fidget tubbies from my phone. Okay. Oh, wait, that's so cute. Oh my god, my phone color? Pink? I'll put pink. Oh my god, this is so cool. I love it. I love everything about this. This was so fun. Thank you guys for being here. Looking forward to episode 1. Same. So like I said, next week is gonna be No, I'm Not a Human. Probably less story, more creepiness. 27th is Rotten Paradise, and there's something wrong with my blind date. And I'll figure out what I'm doing for Halloween, because I'm pretty sure I have to do Halloween at work. And then when I get back from work, it'll probably be Danganronpa maybe, but we'll see. You're not a human either. Alright, so thank you guys for being here. Well, I'll let that mono machine run real quick. You're a gambler, not a human. Alright, now we're ending. You don't know. Alright, good night everyone. Go to bed. Good night. Good night, my detectives.